Hey Rashad, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. What's up? How you doing today?
You doing good? How are you?
Good. We'll just get started. We got two more of these left. So I got a few questions for you though, because I don't know that much about you and your trading journey like since we last talked, which was a long time ago, right?
Yeah, it's been a minute.
Yeah. So
Um,
update. What's going on? How's
well, I haven't been trading every day like I should. Um,
well, not like you should, because you probably shouldn't.
well, yeah, if I don't have it, then don't do it.
Yeah. What are you talking about? The money or the play setup?
Yeah, the money. Yeah,
Oh
if I don't
yeah,
have it to fund the account at that moment, then yeah.
right. I mean, but you still should be like, practicing. You can still paper trade to,
Yes, I do that sometimes. Well, a little more than sometimes, but yeah,
yeah,
whenever if it's like 3 p.m. and I know the market's open, then I'll open up Trading View and then I'll do something with the paper money.
yeah.
Place a few trades or more so like a long uh
Okay.
intraday trade because I'm not gonna
Yeah,
sit there and watch it if it's not my money. So
right. And then so I'm just trying to see. So whenever it's only just one person here, I try to like tailor it to you guys. What I wanted to talk
so,
about today was risk management, how to read the 4 hour chart and different session start times. Is
okay.
that is that in alignment with something that you think that you might be in need of? And then also I wanted to know, like, based off of where you are with your trading, what do you think that you're struggling with the most that I could possibly be of service to you for today?
Yeah, sure. Well, whatever you had on your
Agenda?
agenda, that's fine with me.
Okay.
I would like to go in
Through that?
more depth about the 4 hour chart.
Okay.
I know when to well, not when to trade. I know trading times.
Okay.
But if you had an idea of like a strategy for a certain time of day, that's fine too.
Yeah. Okay.
Um, what I need help with myself, probably more so on the technical analysis side, because I can look at a chart and obviously the trend is your friend. So I'll
Hmm.
look at the trend and then so two things that I've noticed the most is knowing exactly what I'm looking at because I know there's certain patterns. There's a lot of patterns that you can notice and know where
Hmm.
to go from there. So I would know, so I would focus on what patterns to recognize and um, risk management for that certain pattern. Because if I'm trying to trade with $50
Hmm.
and when it starts, it obviously starts, pulling back and now it's getting close to negative 40
Hmm.
negative 45 P&L, and I'm like, all right, well, obviously my risk isn't enough. I
Right.
don't have 150 bucks to play with, especially
Right.
when I'm not noticing the pattern like I should.
Hmm.
So I would just say that pattern recognition and how to manage your risk when dealing with certain patterns.
Okay. Do you have a certain pattern that you trade the most?
No, just try to go off the trend.
Okay.
But I know sometimes I'll place a trade and then a retest will come
Hmm.
and I can get stopped out during that, So
Right. Right. Right.
getting stopped out so often with $50 risk, it got old real fast.
Right. You're like, I'm pretty much just giving my money away.
Exactly, and I'm like, bro, something has to change.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, hold on. So getting stopped out with $50 risk. And because you're trading with $50 too,
That's just what I set it at, just
the
the
risk.
lowest.
So, but how much is your actual entry? Like how many contracts are you entering with?
Just one.
One micro?
Yeah,
And so you're risking the full 40 ticks. Are you trading SPY or I mean like
I'm
futures
on
or options?
futures on Ninja Trader.
Okay, so you're doing futures. So you're trading with one micro and you got a 40 tick stop loss, right? Because that's a 100%. It's 40 ticks. It would take you 40 ticks to make $50 or 40 ticks negative to lose $50.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
that's what
so
that is.
probably 40.
Yep. So, yeah, that is, I mean, it'd be some people with even tighter stops, but I think that that's a good stop. But at the same time, with even my pattern, like my strategy, I noticed that that wasn't enough, right? It
Mhm.
wasn't enough because it would be right at the time where price comes and, and grab my stop.
Yeah.
It'd be right there. Then reverse. Soon as it hit the stop, it'd be
And I'm
reversed.
like, bro, I'm done with this, man. I'm done.
I'm done. Exactly. And so, like today, so it's really about where your entry is, making sure you have your rules, right? Do you have rules that you are following so that you know that my price, like if I get stopped out, that means I should have been stopped out at this point, versus
Yeah.
it. Do you have some rules like that?
Um, I try to look for certain things so I can know, look at telltale signs where I can kind of look at it as a rule.
Mm-hmm.
Like sometimes I try to tell myself, all right, obviously there's a big pump. Wait for a retest before you try to get in.
Mm-hmm.
Because obviously if I'm only playing with $50, I could get stopped out on a retest.
Yeah, for sure.
So but I don't always listen to myself, but
Right.
I have some rules here and there.
So this is the other thing. It's like your account. Let's talk about risk management, okay? So risk management first. What I tell traders who trade live with me or just in general, my students, don't come to the market unless you have $250 in your account. And then when you do have $250 in your account, still only trade one micro.
Okay.
You see?
Yeah.
So are
Mhm.
with your account, are you getting in? Do you only got $50 in the account and you trading with just that whole 50?
Um, so I sometimes I'll fund it 500, 1,000,
Mm-hmm.
and then I would just do the
Cover.
50. Sometimes I've blown my account twice,
Mm-hmm.
moving the stop loss on trading view and then not doing the math because I can't see the price or how much
Right.
the
Exactly.
the
Yeah.
when you move it higher.
Right. Right.
So when it did hit this, I'm like, there's no fucking way that just happened.
And it's like I blew the whole thing. So okay, so first thing I would say, risk management. Let's first talk about this. Hi Tyler, how are you? So risk management, first thing you have to do is you have to understand the tick value and the point value. Are you of whatever you are trading? Are you 100% sure that you know how to calculate that even without it saying it? Like say for instance you're on trading view, like we're on trading view now, and I can say I know if I'm this many points, points down, this is how much this is.
No,
See
no,
that?
not
Okay,
off the
so
bat. I'd have to really go in and
yeah.
do the math.
Okay, so that's one thing. Let's talk about that. And it's in one of the courses. It's in the first part of the course.
Okay.
And we're gonna have an app where I'm gonna show you guys, before these 2 weeks are over, I'm gonna show you guys how to download the app and how to actually keep going back to the training so that when you have a question, you can go and find it because it's very important to understand what the tick value is on whatever you're trading. So for example, with ES, and it sounds like you're trading MES. With MES, the tick value is $1.25, 1.25 for each tick. And each tick takes four, right? You need four ticks to make a point, right? It's
Right.
like four quarters to make a dollar.
Yeah.
So four times 1.25 equals $5, right? So
Hmm.
every time price moves $1, you write this down. Write this down so that you're able to calculate, okay? Every time price move is $1. So you see how current price is at 7,229, right? So
Yes.
if we go down to 7,228, you lost $5,
That's okay.
right? So because that's a point. Each point is $5. Okay. So and do you see how on the side it's 7,229, now it's 0.25. That's one tick.
Right.
Okay. So that's $1. Now it's down one.
Because it
Now
moves at $1.25 per
exactly.
or whatever it is. Yeah.
Exactly. And then for ES, it's $12.50 for each tick.
Yeah, no, I'm
No, no,
doing
each yeah, for
I'm
each
doing
tick.
micro e-mini, so that's
Right. Right. So it's basically 1/10. So if you move the decimal place over one, it'll be instead of 12 point five, right? 12
dollar
50
twenty
cent,
five.
it's $1.25 exactly. Because it's 1/10 of it, right? So look, that's when the math from elementary school come in. Like, oh, this is why y'all was teaching
Okay.
us
See, I
that.
knew that, but I never incorporated that in finding out what the price movement is.
Exactly. So for example, if we're in a trade, um, I say, all right, and also I know this, write this down. 40 ticks, that equals 100%. So if I am trading with $50, if I reach 40 ticks, that means I either made $50 or I lost $50, whichever way. If you're 40 ticks down, you lost 50.
Right.
If you're 40 ticks up, you made 50. Okay? So that's how I calculate. And then always remember 40 ticks. Keep in mind, how many ticks makes 1 point? Four. So 40 ticks equals 10 points.
Ah, okay.
Equals 10 points. So look at the current price. Current price right now is 7,228. So if I want to say, where would I put my stop loss so that I know that I'm only risking $50? All I'm doing is going 10 points down.
10 points
So
in.
yeah, so now I'm going 38. I mean,
Yeah,
not 38, 18 down to 18. You see, boom, right here. All right, this is 40 ticks.
yeah. Okay.
Now look at we're on a 4 hour chart. I was about to say, now look at how it's not very far from where the price is at. So you see how like this is current price.
Yeah.
If if I go down to remember to 18, look, this is
Yeah, that's a short
it
candle.
exactly. It's
Right.
not a lot of room there.
And that's one
So
thing I had to also tell myself because when I blew my first account, I was buying like 5 contracts. And then after
oh
I
yeah.
realized and started, losing more money and making more trades, I'm like, bro, you can
Yeah,
buy like just trade one candle instead of trying to stay in all day
exactly.
with,
Exactly.
more contracts but less amount of time instead of, more contracts and more time, getting yourself more room to lose all that money.
Exactly, exactly. Hi, Galen. How are you? So, all right. So you got that down. Did you write this down? Did you write
Yeah.
it down? Okay. So 40 ticks. You guys, just to reiterate, I'm helping him. We're talking about risk management. Today, we're going to talk about risk management, how to read the 4 hour chart, and different session start times. Okay. So right now, we're talking about risk management, understanding how much you're risking. So I was explaining to him that 4 ticks equals 1 point. And 1 point, write this down, everybody, if you can. 1 point equals $1. Okay? So because with the futures market, we call them points when it's really a dollar. So every time a price moves $1, you that was 4 ticks. Okay? That was 4 ticks, 1 point. So whenever I say how many points is this, it's basically me saying how many dollars is this going up or down. That's all this is. Okay. So now, when you are depending on what time frame you are trading, it's going to require you to adjust your stop loss. So I was explaining to Rashad that at if you're only doing 40 ticks on the 4 hours chart, it's not a lot of room. And 40 ticks, remember, 40 ticks is 10 points, okay? Because 4 times 10 equals 40, and 40 is 100% of what? Let me do a replay real quick, just to show you like what 40 ticks could look like. I'm gonna try to. I think this will work. Let's see. Let's just get in for one. Okay, I got it on ticks. You guys see stop loss. I'm gonna go because I'm on ES, so it's 500. This 46 will be 500.
Wait, how'd you switch that? Can you go back for me?
How did I get here?
Yeah.
I just press replay. You don't not do you not do replays?
No, how do you change the settings and the
Oh, to ticks.
yeah, from dollar to ticks
Oh,
to
yeah.
points?
Perfect. Okay. So hold on. Let me close this. So in order to do that, you just click on your, and I did this, and this was a psychological switch that helped me because when you start seeing that money go down, you'll kind of start acting different. You you
Absolutely.
know, it's gonna make you act
Yeah.
different and forget the strategy that you would, what you was trying
Yeah.
to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's the part of psychology. So right click, I'm pressing control and clicking on any part of the screen to get to settings. I don't know if you can do that on your, or you can right click it.
Yeah. I just right clicked.
Okay, then go to settings. And then I think, where did I get it from? Okay, right here. It's under trading, the thing. And then right here, you see profit and loss value ticks. You want to do ticks? So I can even do it here, change it to ticks actually instead of the money um with my brackets, but you're gonna change it to ticks.
There we go. For
Yeah.
sure.
Yep. And that will help you stay in a trade longer because it'll help you stay with your trade if you are trading a specific strategy. Because
Hmm.
sometimes, like I said, when you focusing on that money, and if you are, even if you're winning, if you start seeing like, oh my God, I got, let's just say I got $200, but the trade is not over with, you will want to get out,
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
know?
that's very true. Well, I try to do that because I stay
You,
in so long that it
right.
reverses and then
Yeah. But here's the key, and this is when I'm going to show you guys how to trade the 4-hour chart. The key is you got to take profit at spots that make sense. So even if you are trading and you stand in long, right? You can,
Mhm.
like with the 4-hour. I trade a few different strategies. Hold on. I trade I trade long, meaning I can stay in overnight. I can stay in overnight, or I'm also so that's kind of more like a swing, but or like a intraday. I can stay in all day,
Right.
or I can scalp. So it's like and it's crazy because I'm trading the same strategy. I'm just doing them in different ways. And the way that I do them is going to be depending on which time frame that I'm trading. So, all right. So you done? You got the tick stuff?
Yeah, I'm good there.
Okay, good there. Okay, so here's an example. With how if you trade the 4-hour chart, imagine, and I did this last night. So, which is interesting is when we traded live today, we had a loss today. And but I traded earlier today, right? I traded last night and then I traded pre-market and I
Hmm.
killed it. Like went crazy, Had an
Yeah.
amazing trading day. And I traded the same strategy. It's the same thing, but it's really about how you choose to execute it is what's gonna make it different, right? So basically, let's say that I'm trading the 4-hour chart. And really, it all comes, you're going to struggle if you don't know how to read the 4-hour chart because I can trade the same thing and I can scalp this. Like I can scalp it to different levels. Like let's just say I am bouncing off of this. And I'm like, okay, boom, my next exit, instead of going like holding this whole thing, I can
Right.
be looking to the left. Let's just say I'm looking to the left. This is only looking at the 4-hour chart. But likely when I'm trading the 4-hour chart, I'm using the 4-hour as my map, right? I'm using it as my map. And then I'm using the other like lower time frames, which is why people do this when you pay for, you would do this. Right. Say for instance, this is the 4-hour over here. Let me move this out the way. Is this the 4-hour? No, that's 3 minutes. I'm gonna make this the four. Oh, this is a whole different chart. Let me put this on here. Okay. So let's say I'm trading the 4-hour over here. I'm looking at this as a map, right? And then I am dropping down to the lower time frame, the 3 or the 5 or something. And now I am trading that. I'm like,
Placement
what you say?
to let you know where to get in exactly.
Exactly. And like now, like, okay, where are we at right here? You see how all I can see is this on here, that one candle, but I can see all of this on here. So
Right.
now I
Right.
can see, oh, we're trading up to this level. So now this is how long did this take? Let's see. This probably took, but this was long. This was a whole long move. But this took like an hour, whatever. But this was a whole move. Let's just give me another example. Something like this, 9 p.m. to 9:50. So this is like 9:30. This is about 20 minutes, right? Or let's just say I'm scalping it up to, I don't have my levels on here because my stuff be crazy. Look, crazy. But let's just say I'm scalping it up to this next right here. This is the 8 day moving average. Let's just say I'm right here. I only want to take this to here. Boom, get out. Give me my money. Right?
Right, right. Yeah.
But I can't see that on the 4 hour. So now I'm able to do that. Boom, okay, give my money. Okay, that one worked. So
So you
now
want to
wait
look
on
at
the,
the
huh?
4 hour as the trend, and then you
Yes.
go
You
into.
looking for, yes, but really you're only trading one 4 hour candle.
I got you.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the whole key, this won't work if you don't know how to read the candlestick. So let me start there and show you guys how to read the candlesticks because it's like, and this is why I tell you guys to stick with one strategy for now. For example, like, do you have, oh, you say you don't have one thing that you're sticking with. So my program, I teach one setup. And the reason why I teach one setup, I have multiple others. I know how to do other things, but I like to get traders started with that because it gives them a great foundation. It gives
Okay.
them a great foundation to be able to understand how to read price. Okay. So if I look at this, if I just only put these down, let's do that. Um, bring this up. I'll make this be my main, make this my main chart. I'm gonna take this off, just hide this. Okay. And I'm still on the replay. Don't know why, but let me get this replay off. So let's pretend like we are looking to trade the 4 hour chart. Keep in mind what I teach in the course, the setup, because all the course, I used to think that the course was teaching a strategy. What I've been learning, because I am human and everybody, like, just because you know how to trade don't mean you won't have losses. It's just not how trading goes. It's just a probability game, right? Your job is to um learn how to execute properly and then consistently execute that way. And so what I had to do was to only use this setup as kind of like my map. So let's see on a 4 hour chart, and this is what I traded last night too. You can see, remember the CCI setup, everybody. I don't know if y'all remember it, but this is what we trade, this the strategy. So CCI down here. And you can still, and I want to show you guys all the ways you can lose with this strategy. Because really, this strategy is a killer, but it's about how you execute it. It is plenty of times where I go crazy and I kill it. But there are times where I lose with this strategy, not because the strategy didn't work. It was because I didn't do one of the rules or one of the steps. I skipped it or something, right? So that's why it's important for you to have one thing that you know. If you have too many things, you can't not really know where you're going wrong. Am I right, Rashad? Is that hard for you to
Yeah.
understand? Because it's hard to know because it's so many things. You can't really pinpoint what's happening, right?
Catching on different forms of information, trying to put it all on one, and then you
Ex-
you end up just overwhelmed.
Overwhelmed and confused.
Yeah.
And like I don't know why it's hitting, but you're on track is when you do lose, you can pinpoint exactly what happened, exactly why you lost. You can look at the chart and be like, oh, this is where I went wrong, right? So, like today, I went wrong by I skipped the rule of waiting for the retest. I allowed emotions to get involved, right? And that's how we ended up with a loser. It wasn't that the strategy didn't work, it was that I skipped the rule. I
Mhm.
skipped one of the steps, right? So, I would say whatever you're doing with wherever you learned all the rest of the stuff, you kind of have to abandon it and stick with one thing until you can get that down, and then you start building on top of it, right? So it makes sense. So here with the 4 hour, I would say when I'm done teaching this, you go back to the course and just start locking in on it because it's going to help you understand how to read the charts. So with the CCI, we want it down here because that shows us that price is oversold. That's the whole thing. Down here is oversold, up here is overbought. Okay? That means price got so high that it needs to come back down. So every time it comes up here, it's more likely that it will come back down. Okay? More likely that it will come back down. Whenever it gets down here, it's more likely that it will come back up. Right? So that's what we're looking at. So now on a 4 hour chart, and I can put these other things there too. Um, but for now, I won't. See if I can move this, make it smaller. Okay, so whenever I'm reading the chart, I'm always looking to see where are we in alignment with this whole uh being oversold coming back up or being overbought coming back down because that's going to help me understand. And then so now I'm looking at the patterns. Whenever I see something like this, look, we got the same pattern that shows up a lot. It's like a W pattern. Let's identify all the ways that this thing can show up. Okay, it's like this W pattern where we get, and this is how I used to lose a lot with this because look, it'll be getting ready and I'll be like, see this and get in, and then it come back down and I would exit the trade, be like, oh my God, I lost, or have a stop loss too close and look, it gets hit. And
Mhm.
now we missed the whole move, right? So that's a thing that I've experienced multiple times. So anyway, so it looks, this is one pattern. You can take a screenshot of this. This is one of the patterns to get familiar with. Now let's find another one when it's coming down like that. Okay. This is where it starts to get a little messy, but you can still. So now we're down here. If you spread it out. So this pattern has a few different legs. Like it'll push up, pull back, and it's really just trying to match itself whenever it is, not just recognizing just the pattern, understand what is it doing, looking to the left, right? So if we start here, it pushed up because it's oversold, that means it needs to come back up. It pushes up, look directly to the left of it. Where is it when it pushes up? Is likely trying to match over here. Now look all the way to the left. It's trying to come and match. So this is how you would know once it first starts to push up. Where is this thing trying to go? Where is this thing even attempting to go? Let's pretend like we're not even paying attention to this part. You want to look at each spot like, okay, first one. Where's my first TP? Imagine this. Imagine that we didn't even see none of this when, and this candle didn't even start to form yet, but it actually just started to form down here. Imagine that. So now we get down here, you say, all right, I see that we're oversold and we're coming back up. Where could this candle even be attempting to go?
Where
Where's
price
the,
once was.
what'd you say?
Where price once was.
Exactly, where price once was. Okay, now, which part? Price once been all over the place, right? Now, where's my first place to look to see where this candle would like to go? Where would you say?
I said the most recent high.
Meaning where?
Well,
Pinpoint me.
yeah, that one right there where you
This
pointed
one?
out before, because if that's the recent high and then it dipped from there,
Mm-hmm.
then I know it's going to go back to that recent
Well,
high.
Well, that's a good indication, but for me, I look right the candle directly to the left of it first. Like what's right next to it, right? It's like bare minimum. Because look, if you try to go to the recent high right here and you trading this candle, this is 4 hours.
Oh
You
shit! Oh yeah, yeah,
you
yeah,
see what I'm saying? You
yeah,
would not have made it. You would have lost.
yeah.
Right? So I like to look directly. First of all, I take my first look, what's right next to it. Okay, I know bare minimum we're trying to get to reach up here. Okay, and then I like to look to the left, then look to the left again. So it's like, okay, even imagine if we didn't get here, where else would it stop? Look to the left. All right, even down here, when I first get in the trade, right? I can see right here. right here. Like I'm seeing where could be the first place it can stop. Where's the
Okay.
first place? You see? So when I say we can scalp this, you can scalp from here just to here.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And see how many points that is. That is how
Mm-hmm.
much is this? 74148. Remember, because now we want to count by points, and then it's
Four
gonna
one
tell
four
us,
eight.
yep, 48. Now let's do the math. To here, 48 to 59. That's 11 points. So that's more than 100% return. That's more than 40 ticks. That's like 44 ticks.
And if you had 10 contracts,
Exactly. Or
boom.
or if you had one contract with your micro, you would have made $50 right there.
Yeah.
You see? So
Yeah.
now it's like, and we don't always have, this is what I've been learning, and I did the best trading of my life when I don't try to catch every piece of it.
Yeah.
Or stop trying to be like, dang, it's going all the way here. I gotta be in the trade for the whole way.
Don't get greedy.
Yeah, exactly. Like, why do I need to be in the trade the whole way? Yes, it is more money, but at the same time, you got to be happy with what it gives you because it could be going there, but you does not mean that you're going to execute it correctly to get you there. Because you can lose on people can lose on this candle on the
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Yeah.
some stuff can happen. They could end up getting right here and be like, "Oh, it's about to be a pullback. Let me take it down." You know, who knows? Whatever. It's a
Exactly
lot
what
of
I
what
did and blew my account before.
you tried to do the pullback, like,
Yeah. Moving the stop loss further down, trying to play the pullback.
yeah,
No.
exactly. So you have to, and that's the thing. You got to understand where you are on a higher time frame. Remember, using the 4 hour as a map,
Right.
using it as a map, and also, so have you guys heard about the top down analysis? You ever heard of that
No, I
saying?
can't recall that.
No, okay, this is critical. Write this down too. Top down analysis. That is when you go from the higher time frame all the way down. So, and to see where you are, like what is even happening. Because if I just jump on a chart and go straight to the 5 minute chart, it's like, what the fuck is this? Like it's hard to really, I can see it because I've been doing this for so long and with my strategy, I can see what's going on. But especially for beginners, it's hard to really understand where you are overall. Like it's called like top down analysis. You gotta zoom out so that you're not in it. You can now see it from abroad. It's like bird's eye view, okay? With a top down analysis. So what I would like to do is, let's just say we go to the monthly, even though the monthly ain't gonna tell us much, but you can just see we start from the highest time frame that we can, the monthly, just to see where we are in alignment with everything else. So look at the stock market. Well, look at ES. This is the furthest. This was 1997. I'm sure it was way before that, but this is all the data that I have. You can see we trended up the whole entire time, and now we are at all time highs. Okay, so that's what's going on a monthly, and then look at it on the CCI. I'm just looking at it. I can't do anything with this information. Okay. But if I was a long-term trader and I'd be thinking like, are we gonna pull back? If we do pull back, where's the next spot? You see what I can do? I can say, oh, we're about to pull back. Here's a level. Let me go and erase everything off my chart. Just so I can no, I'm gonna go on MES because I already erased everything. Let me see. MES. And this should be the same. Okay. Why is a D on here? Doesn't matter right now. I'm not sure why. Oh, I know why. I'm on a different one. There we go. Okay, so, and then this one should not be, if I do have stuff on it, I need to erase it. Clear my chart. This is how you remove all the drawings if anybody wants to know. Okay. All right. So on a monthly, if you were a long-term trader, you could say, where's price trying to go? And then you can put a spot right there, put a something there like, okay, if we pull back, this is where we're going to. And then you type in monthly, you know, you'll type in on here. And this is what traders do. Real traders you gotta annotate your chart because otherwise you can draw some levels and forget like what wait, where did I get that from? Where did it like what made me do that? I forgot. I don't even know what this is supposed to be representing anymore. So you want to just type it in monthly. Monthly level. I don't know. Something like that. Okay. And then so now you know what that level is. So okay, now we're gonna go down, drop down to the weekly. Okay. Now you're looking at the weekly chart and I like to I can erase this now if I wanted to. But anyway, I can do okay, it's the same thing, same level here. I don't really have to do anything here because they are matching. It's the same thing. If we pull it back, it's likely we're gonna pull it back here. I don't really need to do nothing here. So now I'm gonna go to the daily to see if there's anything, any levels that I could would be interested in identifying. Now you see how we're dropping down and stuff is starting to see, oh, okay. It's making sense. And then looking at look, the daily chart and look our CCI, which tells us if we are oversold or overbought, meaning it went so high that we have to get some pullback. That's what this is saying. And because every time we trade, we like it to be down here because it's going up. Whenever it's up here and it starts to cross back down in here, it's telling us that it's heading down. And now this thing could always reverse back up. So this is just an indicator. We know that indicators are not 100%. The price action, meaning the candlesticks, are telling the story. This is just trying to show you how to, it's helping you. It's pretty much trying to help you tell the story, understand what the story is saying. Okay. So okay, so the daily, I don't see anything there, but this indicator here is just letting me know that we were pulling back down. Okay. Um, it's just not as bullish as it was. We could be getting a reversal here. We could. Okay, now let's look at the 4 hour chart. So you see here how the daily is here. We got the monthly level here. And now we drop down to the 4 hour. So if you don't have all these on your charts, you guys put all of these time frames. I know Galen, you should have those. Or if you don't add these, Rashad, I would say put these levels or these time frames on. Do you have these on your
Yeah.
chart?
I'm up to the 4 hour.
Okay, now add the daily, weekly, and monthly, just so you can peek at it, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Definitely the daily. 1,000,000% you need the daily. Because today, where we got that big drop all the way down, that was a daily level. Wait, was it? Let me see. Let me look on my other thing. Was that a daily level? Where was it at? It was, what did I say this was? I had it annotated. Where did I get that? What did I say this was? Yep, it was a daily support zone. It was a daily support zone. We came right to it. How did I? Let me see what I saw on this daily. Let me know when you're done with that.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. Where was this support? How did I find it? I found it on, I don't know why I don't see it on here. I found it. Where is it at? How is it here, but I don't see it on here? Where's that daily support level? That's interesting. Where is it at? Uh, hmm. I'm not sure, but the other one, I'm clearly looking right at it on ES. I don't, and they the same. I don't know. Not sure why it don't look like it on here, but anyway. Is this something different about this? Hold on, let me see about ES real quick. It should not be nothing different about it. Where's the date? So you see here's, I got a zone right here. You see where it says daily support?
Okay.
You see?
Yeah.
and then price pulled back right to that level. And I had this level there before it happened because I did a top-down analysis. So I don't know why I don't see it on MES. Like where? I'm not sure. Maybe. Oh, it was right here. That's what it was. So because I drew this on the monthly. So here was the daily support right here. You see? And that's where how I got it. And I got that level because I did this. So this is important because the higher time frames are going to be your map. It's going to be your map. So whenever you trade in the lower time frame, what time frame do you trade on?
The lowest I usually go is about 5 minutes.
Right. And when you do the 5 minute, do you do any type of like top down analysis? Well, have you been doing that?
Um, if I end up on a 5 minute chart, I probably started on the 1 hour
Okay.
or then I get down to the 15.
Okay.
But the 15 minute that takes 15 minutes. So then I started looking at the five
Right. Okay. So I would say every time before you trade, you need to do a top down analysis.
from
You
the
need to
monthly.
do, yep. Well, you don't have to start from the monthly, at least daily for
Hmm.
sure. Start at the daily, 4 hour minimum. 4 hour minimum. And you're not doing nothing but just taking a peek at it. You're
Right.
really just seeing. So today, I knew today was risky though. I knew today was a risky thing because what was going on in 4 hours. So now let's drop down to the 4 hour. I knew today was risky because the 4 hour, you see this? What we say, this means price is overbought. That means after it's time to come back down. Because remember, down here, when it's down here, it means it's time to come back up. So I knew it was risky because our strategy is for buys, right? And because we were trying to go up when price wanted to go down. And so I knew that it was risky. However, I also knew that if you scalp it, it's still you still can make wins in this because we did get a push back up. You see that long wick? It
Yeah.
did push back up. And if I drop down to the lower time frames, you'll see we were actually trending for a good minute up, which made me believe like, okay, it's possible because sometimes it'll get down here and then it'll start to go back up, right? But so I knew today was a risk. I knew today was a risk. So, but anyway, so that part. So that's the level that I got from the daily. So I would tag this and say, let's go back to the daily because that's where I first saw that. Because these levels really be the same. They be the same. They correlate with each other. But I just write it where I see it. Right. So if I found this on the daily, I'll just say daily support zone. Put that there if I can remember what it is. And then if this ever gets in the way, you can double click it and move it around, make it be left all the way over there, left in the corner, or make it be right all the way right over here to get it out your way. Or you can just make it be centered, make it be in the middle, make it be at the bottom of your thing, wherever you want it to be, make it be at the top. Okay, so that's how you remove that. Okay, so next thing. So now I got this daily support, but these
Well, hold up.
monthly.
That support level is on the top of the green and red candle, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or is it at the top of the wick? Both wicks?
It's at the top of the wick of this
The
red
red
candle.
candle. Okay.
Yep. It's at the top of the wick. Now, when you look at something like this though, look, you see this is a support level. This is one line. I like to use zones because it basically makes your line bigger. It's the equivalent of a line, but it's
Right.
an
Right.
area, right? So whenever
Yeah.
I like to grab the zones, I mean not the zones, I like to grab the wick, all right? So let's just say the support level needs to be here. And then you can see how the support levels are matching, right? Like the candles. Let's see. Let's go in deeper. You
I
see
got you.
you see
Yeah.
how at the bottom of that candle,
Yeah.
that body and this wick is kind of like matching up. Like if I scroll this in, they're gonna be the same. You see like that, right? So now what I'm looking at is okay, where's the zone for this? where if price hits here but it keeps coming down, where's the next spot that it will reject, like it can stop, right? Because say for instance we come down here, boom, this is just because I got a line here doesn't mean that that's going to be the spot that it stops. Now I need a wider area, so now I'm looking at this spot. I'm looking at this spot. Why? Because it's the body of that candle, right? It's the body of that candle, and then you see in the body on this candle, and look how it's pretty much lining up with this wick just a little bit, you see. So now
Uh-huh.
what I can do is I like to draw like two lines like this. So that's if I had a clean chart. If nothing else is on there, I can just do something like this, and now I created a zone with these two lines. So with that, or I'll just go in with my rectangle tool and create a zone. Create a zone. Let's just make turn it purple like the other one. Create a zone, and I can erase these, and then now I can title this one. Um, Now you see I can text it the where we on the daily support zone. So now I know I got my eye on that. So I know that this could be a level that if we're coming down, this could be an area that we stop at. Okay. So and then if I am looking for I'm looking for an entry, and I'm only going to talk about buys because that's the only strategy that I'm teaching right now. And we do add a strategy for going down, but like I said, I don't want you guys to be getting confused, right? But you know what? I'm going to show you the strategy for going down because some people do like going down. The strategy for going down is
You going short all day?
huh?
I said I would go short all day.
Exactly. And I ain't gonna lie, I like going short because I like going short because price falls fast. It's
Yeah.
like what they say, when it goes up, it's like a step stool, and when it goes down, it's like an elevator. Like it just be plummeting because think about it, gravity too. Like it's easy to fall, it's harder to climb. So anyway, okay, so here's the strategy for shorts. Just and I'll talk more in detail about it a little bit later. And that's also a part of like the Trade Live with Jazz community. So let me just throw this in there before we continue. With the Trade Live with Jazz community, it's not only trading live. I'm just learning. I'm still figuring out how I want this thing to be. But really what I think is gonna be is it's gonna be continued education. Like once this these 2 weeks are over, we still going to be able to have continued education as a way. Like now it's not only about trading live. If you can't make it to the trade live thing, you still would be able to get more education and learn more about trading, have me as a mentor as a part of your mentorship. So, well, not mentorship, membership. So we're growing here, so this won't be, if you are a part of the Trade Live Jazz with Jazz community, this won't be our last session. We can do more of these. You can request, one-on-ones and stuff like that. Okay. So, moving forward with this support, this is the area that now I got the daily support. Okay, that's my zone. You can even go in and draw the rest of these on here so you can have it, but you might not need it because it doesn't make sense for right now. So now let's go to the 4 hour. This is called top down analysis. You see, I'm going from the top down, going to the top down. Okay, let's see. Okay, so we're here. Bam, we reached this level. We reached this level. Let's just say, all right, we reached this level, and then look, CCI is coming down. Oh, I was showing you the short. That's what I was showing you, showing you how to short this. So remember, with the trading up strategy, we're waiting for it to come down and to go up. With the no, the trading long strategy. Now with the trading short strategy, and for you guys who are new to trading, don't know the difference between long and short. Short means you're going down, long means you're going up. Okay, that means where long is means buys, shorts means sell. So all you would do with a short strategy is you wait for it to get up here, you draw your trend line. I'm making it simple. Draw your trend line, right? Let's just say you got a trend line here, or you can put your trend line here. Or depending on how you like to draw, but this could be a spot right here. Could be a spot here. You want to make it tighter. So you're really just waiting for a price to come here and reach here and break this trend line. You do want to wait for a retest because I've seen people lose by getting in too early and then price pushes up right here, past it. This is where your stop loss would be, right? But you want to wait for it to break this trend line and retest. This was your retest. It retested it and couldn't make it. And now and look how it's lining up with coming right here. This is the equivalent of what we do for buys. We wait for it to get here and do a retest and all of that. This is the same thing. And then now you're just taking it to your next level. Okay? So your next level with this can be where's the first space that it can stop, right? Once you're taking this down, first of all, this could be a first level. This could be a first level, which is why this came down here and stopped, right? Look at the, you see how it's matching right here? Came right here and stopped. So now with this one, okay, we already hit this one. Now I'm thinking, all right, what's the next spot? Go to the next level down here, right? Look at it and look how close it got. Really. So it's right here and right here. You see how I try to find the next closest spot, which this looks like the next closest spot. Now look to the left again. You see how that one's a little closer. Okay. But anyway, nobody's when you're trading in real time, you probably not finna be looking at every little detail here unless you can. But I just want to show you that this is why it stopped right here. It wasn't right here, it was actually here, which is why we have zones. So now if you're looking in real life, you can go ahead and make a little zone here, be like, okay, I got this. Where's my next spot? Every time you enter a trade, you need to be thinking about where your exit is, right? Or where a price could reject. All right. So when I say scalping, keep in mind we're on a 4 hour chart. If you try to hold to this, yes, you can and you would have won, right? But now let's just say you're here. You get let's just say you get in here and then you hold and you're holding for here and then price starts to push back up. If your psychology is not right and you are not like super confident in this trade, now you can start getting messed up in here because you might start messing with your stop loss. You might exit the trade. Like some stuff can happen in here if you're not 100% confident in your trade. But basically, this is how you would do it. Okay, you would do it. Wait for the retest of the trend line, which is here, and then you can scalp it to the next level. So, okay, boom, here. All right, next level. If it pushes through there, where's the next spot is going? Boom. You see how right there, that's the next spot. Look. And that's how, when you read price, you really just have to be like, all right, where's the first spot that it can stop? Where's the next spot that it can stop? And all you're doing is looking to the left to see that, right? So you could be looking at this first candle. Remember I said you look at the first candle right next to it, but then you look to the left again. Always look to the left more than once. The first spot to look to the left. All right, now what's the second spot to look to the left? And even right here, you see how it stopped right here at the bottom of, not the bottom of this candle first, the bottom of the candle that was next to the candle. So always write that down. Always look to the left and then look to the left again and shoot. After that, you can look to the left again. So it's really about what's going on right to the left of it. And always remembering where could this thing stop? Where could this thing stop? All right. So that would be how you would do. Do this make sense? I know it makes sense to you, but does it make sense to you, Rashad? Well, you see how we are going short with this simple, waiting for it to get oversold, overbought, and
Yeah.
then wait for it to cross this 100 line,
Hmm. I
and
got I
then
got all those. Yeah.
the retest. Yep. So, and this shows up everywhere. It's literally the same exact strategy in reverse for what we do, and it works.
Hmm.
It really do work. Okay. So you try utilizing that
No,
in
I
alignment,
definitely will.
yeah, in alignment with your strategy. All right. I mean with your price action. Okay, so now that's the 4 hour chart. Let's see. But that's how I use the 4 hour chart. I use it as a map. I use it as a map. Now, let's just say price was down here and it was coming back up. Now, I also use the 4 hour chart as I can trade this 4 hour chart. I can be like, all right, I see that I want to go up here. I can get in this trade down here and hold it. And this would be some hours. A while. Could be a day or two, depending. This is 19, one day. This is one day. It took one day for this to happen. And I can hold it. Yes, I could hold it. But you have to understand where you are. Or I can scalp the same thing. Like I said, where's the next spot? If I'm scalping this one, where's the next spot? Look to the left, right? I'm looking to the left. I do expect price to get up here, but where's before then? Where's the next spot it can stop? With the first spot, it can stop. Looking to the left. All right, I'm looking up in here. Boom, I see some stuff right here. I can scalp to here, get some quick money. All right, if it works, what's the next spot? It can stop. I'm looking to the left again, the shortest one, right in here. The next one. Okay,
Mhm.
boom. Get there. What's the next spot? It can stop. Just looking to the left, right there. What's the next spot? It can stop right here. And look where you see how it's just mimicking. It's literally mimicking.
Yeah.
That's it. So once you understand that, you would should be able to know where price is going based off of the candles to the left of it. And just always looking like, okay, we reached this level. Now what? And every time it reaches a level, every almost every time, um, when it reaches a level that like it could stop at, you're gonna see some type of rejection there. You're gonna see some type of rejection. So let's find out. I'm gonna mark let's mark this level. And I'm marking this level because we're talking about here. And then I wanted to see what this candle do look is super bullish. So it could have blew through it. But let's find out to see if it stopped at any one of these levels that I'm marking. Let's see if we got any type of something. It's gonna be something on the lower time frames that's showing that. I'm just marking a bunch of them. Okay, let's do that. And then here. Well, I'm doing every one where I'm seeing some type of possibility that it could stop. And let's find out if we got there. So this is how I'm going to find out. We're going to do a replay just for this candle. Oh no, let's do it on here. This candle, what day is this? At 5 p.m. Let's see what happened here. April 29th. Let's see. And then I'm going to drop down. Let's go to 5 minute candle. Let's see. All right. So April 29th, 5 p.m. All right, so we got this bullish stuff. Let's see what it was doing. Okay. Yep, it did. Well, it pushed through a lot of, okay, it stopped here. So it pushed through here because this was super bullish. But you see, we got to stop right here. It stopped around this level and then it pulled back and held above this level. And so we got good pushes, but as it's coming down, you see it, it's coming down here. So it bounced off this level to push back up to this level, to come back down to this level, to push back up to this level. Like it's respecting the levels. That's I got the levels from here, but that's how you'll be able to like if I say, let's scalp this. Now I can know even if I'm scalping up or down, I'm scalping it from level to level. Boom. I'm going from here to where's the next level it can stop. Boom, get my money. I can either be done because these are big points. Let's see. No, this is like only 5 points. Two, yeah, about 4 or 5 points. But 4 or 5 points is 50% return.
Yeah.
Is 50%. So if you're trading with $100, or if you're trading with $200, or if you're trading with $500, this little move, wait, where we here? This little move right here, out of all of this stuff, if you're trading with $500, this is $250. This is 10 minutes just from that. So knowing these levels can really help you, right? And that means you don't got to sit through all of it or try to get the whole play or whatever. Okay. Anyway, moving back, going back. Let me erase all of that stuff if I can. Let's see if it has. Oh, probably not. I just gotta erase it. Any questions so far about what I'm saying so far? No? Okay.
Mm-mm. I got a question. Did you send me the video?
Oh, snap. I did not. I did not.
Are we gonna have time to look at it today?
With that guy,
Yeah.
it should be, I'm gonna put it in because like I was saying, remember I was saying that with the trade live like with the trade live community, you're gonna be able to get access to all of my stuff. So I'm gonna be able to send it to you. I'm gonna give you access to that whole training. And I
Okay.
still was supposed to do it. I'm sorry, Caitlin. Let me
It's
write it
okay.
down again.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm gonna put to what's the name of that training? It was price action advanced course. Did you watch that? Did you watch that, Rashad? That price action course?
I think I'm just about done with the um intermediate.
Okay. Well, yeah, when you're done, go to the other one, and that one is going to teach you more about like creating your zones and stuff like that. But
Mhm.
so it'll be more in line with what I'm saying here. But he don't really teach that much about exactly like how to find. He just talking about support and resistance and stuff like that. It's still pretty good. It's still pretty good. And I put that in there because he taught me a lot. So I want to give y'all that same resource that
Okay.
I learned from. So anyway, all right. So anyway, let me get off of this replay. So whenever I am doing top-down analysis, like I was saying, all I'm looking for is my setup. That's how I know what's about to happen. That's what I know is about to happen because I stuck with one thing that now I know how to read price in alignment with it. So if I'm looking for this, right, and my strategy is down here to go up, and I see that this thing is actually coming down. That means that if that means that price is coming down. Whenever we get like down below this 100 line, that means that it's very likely that we're trying to come back down, right? So that's giving me a bearish sentiment. And bearish, you guys, means we're going down. Bullish is going up. So it's giving me a bearish sentiment when I see a higher time frame coming down off of the CCI. Whenever I see it coming down, that to me shows me that okay, it's very likely that we're going to be heading down. When I see it coming up like this, it's to me it's very likely that we're going to be heading up. So use this, like I was saying, the higher time frames as a map. And then always look into the left to see where could this thing be going. Because if we're coming down, look into the left, let's just say we're up here before, we're coming down. I know we're already at a high, we're at a all-time high. And then I start to see that we're coming down. Okay, where could we be coming down to? And that's how I got these levels. And this is what happened today. Okay?
Nice. Yeah.
So that's that.
I
Um,
like that strategy.
yeah. And it's simple. You see how simple it is?
Yeah.
It really is, but it's just about you it's about being in alignment with what the higher time frame is doing. Okay? Because
Right.
look, what I showed you was on the 4 hour. Now we can drop down to the lower ones and you're gonna see that same thing. But if the let's just say if the 4 hour is bullish and then the 5 minute is like you just have to know where you are. It's all about alignment. That's why we call it top down analysis. With trading, that's the key thing. It's all about alignment because this thing is basically like, how do I explain it? It's basically like, hold on, got to get the right words. It's like a photocopy machine with these charts. They are doing all of the same thing, but because it's like a photocopy machine, but you guys know the boxes that's like, imagine it's a big giant box, and then it's a big box within that box, then it's a box within that box, then it's a box within that box. You know, though, y'all ever seen something like that? And then it just keep getting smaller and smaller and smaller till you,
Yeah.
that's what trading is. It's the same box. It's the same thing. It's just getting smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. And so for you, you always need to understand, where is the bigger one going? Where's the bigger one trying to get to? And as long as you can understand where the higher time frame is trying to go, then you can trade in alignment with it. And you don't even have to hold it for that whole duration. You just have to understand, like, say for instance, imagine if I believe that we are going up because we're bouncing off of this level, right? Let's just say if I believe we're going up, can somebody point to me where you would, like, just by glancing at this, where would you think price would be trying to push up to before it rejects? Just looking at this.
I would do the bottom of the second largest red candle from the recent green one.
Okay, so tell me, you point. I'm
All
gonna
right,
go through it.
keep going left. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going right there.
Exactly.
No,
That's
no, no. Yeah,
what here.
yeah, that one. To the
That's what I
left.
would say too.
Oh, I picked the one to the left, that one.
Right here,
At the bottom.
this one, right?
Yeah,
Exactly. That's what I would say too.
yeah.
That's what I would say too. Exactly. Like, okay, I know that if, like, first of all, first place that I think we could go even before that, oh, okay, it matches. I was about to say the top of this one to try to match it, right? And then I look to the left more. This actually matching. It's the same level, right? So
Yeah.
that's a scalp. You could scalp that. Like, all right, if we're gonna push up, all right, I think, and even here, because we know that it can stop here, guess what that is? That is a rejection level. So if you were thinking, like, even if you were in the mind frame that we might not even get all the way down here. You see how we're right here. So usually when we get right here, we expect price to just keep coming down. But even if we are right here and we get a bounce, right? But this was the bounce. This actually was the bounce right here. So now you can see something right here and say, look, I need price. I'm gonna just put a level right there. I need price to get above here before I'm even interested in any buys.
Hit
It
that level first. Yeah.
Exactly. I needed not even to hit it. I needed to get above it,
Close above it. Yeah.
close above it, and then I wanted to retest it. So it's like once it closed above it, I wanted to try to come back down to it, you know?
Hmm. Yeah.
And then it can't. So it can either get above it and try to come back down to it and like sit on it. That's what I like to see, right? I like to see that. Or sometimes it'll get above it and keep going, and it doesn't really come all the way back down to it. And let's just say price got all the way up here. You know, when people draw those lines, how they be doing that? You know, I think it'd be like something like this: position forecast. Let's see if something like this would happen. So if, like, all right, I need price to get to, let's just say it did this, it came up to here. All right, now I just have to watch it. Now I wanted to retest. Come back right here. This ain't what I'm, the little button, but I wanted to retest and now be sitting somewhere in here. You know what I'm saying? Before I'm interested in the rest of it, because otherwise you're just in a tough spot. Right now, this is a 50-50. Like, you can imagine, like, yeah, we could go and hit this, but right now, this is not a spot where you would want to even be interested in anything, because it's too 50-50. Like,
Right.
either it could really go either way at this point. And honestly, if I'm honest, it's more likely to go down because we are under here and the CCI is going down here. It's likely that it could be going down because this was a retest of the level and it looked like it couldn't, you know? So I would need to see it do close above here. I would need to see it do some stuff and then retest it. But right now, this would be like, no, there's nothing I can really do with this. Nothing I can really do with this. So, okay. So this is the other thing. You see how we got that level right here? That's one line. Remember I said I like to draw a zone. If I see a level like this, all right, this is a level, and then right here, now I'm going up to this next one. I don't like just only one line because you need a little area. I'll make this be my little zone because price can get above here. Let's just say, all right, it got above here. What's likely, if it does get above here, what's likely to happen is it'll get in here and then reject because you got another spot. It's like, remember, where can this stuff, where can, look, we turn it back red. It's like, where can this thing stop? So you get in here, boom. And even if we pass this level, it got another wall that it needs to get through in order to go back up. So
Right.
this
Yeah.
whole level is like, I need price to get above this. So what will happen? Like I said, it'll go in here and then pull back. And then when you start to see it, like, okay, all right, now I'm willing to risk that it's going to go back up. Okay. So anyway, just keep in mind making more than just one line. When you draw your lines and stuff now, do you do zones or do you just do one line
True, like 1 to 2 lines.
like this? Or
Not even as much. Yeah.
yeah,
It'd be much, it'd be far more separated than what we're looking at, but
yeah. But I would say do stuff like this, okay?
yeah. No, I definitely will. This is something new. This is something good. I like it.
Yeah. Look, see, you've been missing out. You ain't been coming to class. See, you could have been learned this six
That's
months
one thing
ago, Rashad.
I was on vacation last 2 weeks, so that's what
Oh,
set me back.
no, I'm talking about last 6 months. Could have been learned this stuff.
That's facts.
All right, so that's the 4 hour chart. And we're basically doing the same thing. So what I like to do is whenever before I take a trade, I the 4 hour for me is the I call it the big mama, the granddaddy, or something. Like we gotta be in alignment with it. So even today, I knew that I was making a risk, that I was taking a big risk because we were not our strategy was not aligned. Usually when we get those big good days when a lot of our winners, which is my maybe that's going to be a part of my strategy. Like if it's a Monday and the 4 hour is not coming up, or if it's I see that we're at an all-time high and we're pushing down, then we shouldn't be trading because it's not in our favor as much as it would be on the other days. Okay. So anyway, you just want to make sure you are in alignment with the 4 hour, and you don't gotta memorize no patterns. All you're doing when you doing price action is starting on the higher time frame and at least at the 4 hour. If I don't do nothing else, I really don't even look at the hour that much. I really don't look at the hour. I really only be looking at the 4 hour, and then I'll drop down to my lower time frames because I'm just like trading in alignment with it. Okay.
All right.
That's all I'm doing. I'm
It
not really
magnifies that candle that you see, and that's what you're trading.
exactly. I'm really just trading that candle and this is the thing, and I'm finding my levels off the 4 hour. I'm
Right.
finding my level off the 4 hour, and then like so I'll make more spaces in there. So let's just say, all right, boom, we got here, but this is not a lot of space because the candles are bigger. But I'm usually finding my levels off of the 4 hour and I'm scalping it. Or I'm holding it until the next level, whatever it is. Okay. So, what else? Risk management. We talked about risk management with the ticks. Okay, let's go back to risk management real quick so I make sure. So when you're trading a higher time frame, the higher the time frame, I think I already said this, but the higher the time frame, the bigger your stop loss needs to be. So it has to be big. It got to be something. And when you're trading with $50, let's just say when you trade with $50, you're not trading to lose only $50. if you're trading a higher time frame based off of that or with whatever your goals are, you have to trade with how much you're willing to lose. So let's just say I'm willing to lose $200. Does not mean that I have to trade with $200. If I'm willing to lose $200, I can still trade with a micro, but my stop loss be uh basically it'll be how many points is that? So 20 points would be $100 because that'll be twice the risk. So if I'm willing to lose $200, that would literally be like what, 80 points? Because it's
Right, right.
4 times. So look, imagine if I'm trading with 80, I'm willing to lose 80 points. Now look, because look, imagine that we're here at the top of this box, this zone. That's two, I'm gonna round it up, 230. Let's just say 230. Now I'm gonna go down 80 points. So it should be 200 points. If I get to what we started at here, 230. So now we go down. I'm trying to get to 200 to 30 points. Okay, look, that's 30 points, right? 30. Now I'm about to go another 20 to get to 80. That'll be 50 points. Now I need to go another 30 down to 50. Okay, boom. Now this is where your stop would be. This is where your stop. Now look, just see how much room you got to do anything, you know?
Yeah, yeah,
So it's like now you can relax if you are going to trade the 4 hour chart. So Tyler, for somebody like you who you say you're interested in more long-term plays, you will have to do something like that. You can't put in $200 and your stop loss be $200 when you trading something long like that. You gotta give it room. You gotta give it room. And I did that. I started learning that and figuring that out. Like, oh, okay, when I'm trading, because I do overnight plays sometimes. I gotta get in with an amount that it's so small that I can have a big stop loss. And that's just, and then because my stop loss is big, a lot of times my take profit is big because why? I'm trading on a higher time frame. So if I'm here and I'm like, all right, I'm trying to take it to, let's just see, I'm taking it back to the high of this candle. Let's just say I'm betting that we finna get at least up to here. So even though look how big my stop loss is, that's just giving it room to do whatever because ain't nothing worse than it getting hit right before it goes to your take profit. Nothing worse than that. I hate that so bad. So anyway, it's
Wait, I think I'm confused a little bit.
go ahead. You teach me. I mean, tell me.
So if you, this is see, you got 200 in the account. So
Hmm.
if you're on the 4 hour chart, you would make your stop loss $200,
Right,
right?
you would, but with a micro, you would not get because 5 micros with one contract. I'm saying 4 micros would equal $200. So you would not get in with 4 micros in order to have $200 stop loss
Yeah.
with a $200 account. I'm saying that you will want to get in with a small position size. That's what
Okay.
I'm saying.
Yeah. So
So
one
your
contract.
exactly your account balance would be, let's just say it's $200. But your position size, how many contracts will have to only be one.
Right. Okay.
You see what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
that. So anyway, and then also don't be afraid, like technically, you know how all the videos and stuff they always say, like you need to make sure that your stop is a 2 to 1. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
yes, in theory.
All
In
right.
theory, what's her name says that a lot. And I'm like, yes, girl, you speaking my language. I don't know if you ever seen that girl, Charlene FX or something, who she trade Forex. And she talks about that. Like people say about your stop needs to be blah, blah, blah. She said, yes, in theory. In theory. And that's so true because a lot of times I will try to make my stop so that like we're not risking more than we're willing to win, stuff like that. Like, yes, that makes sense. But also, it's nothing worse than me being in there and I get stopped out because of my session time. That's another thing. We're gonna merge into that. you have to understand that different sessions, meaning Asia, London, New York, they have different ranges. So the candles will be different, will be bigger, will be smaller, will be faster, will be slower. They move differently. So if we are trading New York, we need a wider stop loss because the candles are just bigger, right?
Right.
It's just what it is. If we're trading Asia overnight, those candles move so slow and they're not that big, but it still does what it says it's gonna do. But it's just slower moving. It's just, I'm not gonna lie, I like Asia. I like Asia. I like London. Not gonna lie, my favorite. I'm not a huge fan of New York. I'm not a huge fan of New York. Only reason why I started trading live with New York sessions was because I was trading with options, and options is only New York session time. But I actually prefer the slower, more predictable times to trade. It's they just are easier. It's easy money. It's easy money. So I've been trying to battle. What time should we do to trade lives? Because I do really good on the other ones, and like I'm killing it, making hella money, and then get on Trade Live, and then now we're getting losers, and I'm just like, what? Can't really, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I also do know it's execution. So, but understanding that the different sessions will require you to have different kind of stop losses. The different uh time frames will require you to have a different stop loss. So if we, let's just say somebody like Tyler who wanted to stay in the trade, let's just say he say I want to stay in for 2 weeks, whatever, he would need to have, now this is I don't know if this is wherever I made my first stop. He would need to have a big stop loss as well. It would need to be big. So he could trade with a micro and say we're risking $500, whatever, because I'm trading the daily chart. So he's gonna be in those trades for days. Shit, might be weeks, but he is risking a lot. So he's risking. Hold on, where was that candle that I said was 80 ticks? I think it was right here, 80 ticks here, and then let's go to the daily. So let's just say he does that. Like, okay, I'm putting my stop loss underneath this candle here. So he could be risking 300 to 400, but he's in order to risk that, he would need to get in with a small position size, one micro, which actually cost him only $50 to get in. But he cannot get in with a big position size, because the bigger your position size is, the more money, if you need your stop loss to be wider, you would need to have in your account, and you would need to be risky. All right, so now what time is it? All right, so let's talk about the different start times. Now this is something that is crazy important, and something new that I have been utilizing, and it is, for me, it's a game changer, and I love it. So I'm gonna share it with y'all tonight. Okay, so the different start times. Write this down. Write this down, everybody. And I'm gonna share this chart. Hold on, let me go to my different share. Mm-mm-mm. Where is it at? Okay, let me change my share screen. Desktop 3. All right, so we're gonna look here now. You see, I got a bunch of stuff on this chart. Stickers. My take profit got hit. This was another annoying thing. So we had a loss today, but like I'm still experimenting with what is the best time of day for us to trade. I definitely know 8:30 is not where I want to be. 9:30 was looking promising based off of all of my back testing, but today we got a trade that fits. It almost fit everything. It was something that was missing with that trade. But it happened at 9 o'clock. So I'm really trying to decide, maybe if we need to be trading between 9 and 9:30, but definitely I know 8:30 is not where I want to be. So anybody who's in the trade live, Galen, you guys just bear with me. We're still very new. We're only uh basically becoming 2 months in. Um, so just bear with me as we work out some tweaks, but I'm really trying to decide if I can show y'all this. I'm on a daily, that's why. Okay, so let's look at this. Look at this. This is very, very important. This is game changer type stuff, what I'm about to show you. So let me remove some stuff to make it simpler to see and understand. I'm gonna hide that. Um,
You are recording this, right?
yep, it records by itself. Yep. I just want to let me make sure. Kaylin said, "You dropping too much sauce. Make sure it's recorded. It's recording. Screen sharing. Yeah, it's definitely recording. Okay. And then this is going to be in the app too. I'm going to be adding all of this stuff in there just so you can have continued access because that's really what I want the live sessions and everything to start going into to have great education that you can always come back to and do it on the go too. Like even if you're at work, on break, like we should have no excuse to be tapping in and getting your education. Okay. So here are some game changers. So has anybody here, I'll start here. Has anybody here heard of the box theory?
No.
No? Okay. So this is something new. I had never heard of it before either, but this is something new that I recently started well, I recently came across. And so me and my trading partner, we was like, "Hey, let's look into it to see if it's something we can implement in our strategy." So I'll start there before I start to move on with the rest of the things. So I'm gonna erase everything from here. I'm gonna press erase so that I can start with a clean slate. And then I'm going to share this screen. Where are you at, screen? Oh, here it is. Okay, share this one now. All right, so we back to the screen. All right, so the box theory. Now, this is what I do because I trade only on I trade Sundays and I trade Mondays because I'm just too busy to trade every day. But I trade multiple times in those days. Okay. So, what I like to do is I like to go to the previous day and mark out the high and low in the middle of the box. So, that's what the box theory is. You draw a box around the previous day, high and low, and put a line in it. So, we're going to do that here because I always start on a Sunday. You're going to go on the daily chart. I'm going to go on the daily chart. And because I start on a Sunday, I find my previous day is going to be a Friday because the market is not open on Saturday. So I'm always finding the Friday. And the way that I do that is to go to the bottom here and boom, this chart right here. You see this calendar, right? So you can go in here and find your day. So I like to find my Friday. Boom. I'll do my Friday.
Oh shit.
So, huh?
I said, oh shit.
Yeah, I know. Look, see? It's crazy. You so okay, so we here Friday. Let me do it again. I think it was so you go down to that little calendar, find your Friday. And this is how we back test too. Okay? Do you back test? Which
No. No, not as much as I should.
yeah, you gotta like with trading, I'm not going to lie to you. Trading is money. However, it is hard work. It's hard work to get to a point that it's not hard work anymore.
Right.
Right? So that's the key. You got to put that time in, those reps in. Like for me, I started trading 4 years ago, but I took a lot of breaks. I took breaks to build the course, right? I took like a year. I basically took a year off of trading, which was like, oh my God, I'm not going to remember how to do it. But I'm glad that I did. But I basically took a year off, and then I started back trading again for, let's just say, about 3 months. And then I needed to create the psychology course so that traders can actually execute correctly after learning the strategy, right? So then
Right.
I took time off to create that. So really, I am still like, that's why I'm getting out these kinks and everything too, because I'm really just getting back into it. But and we added it up. Me and my trading partner added it up. He said, "So you mean to tell me if you add it all up, you only really been trading for a year and a half?" I was like, "Oh, well, dang. If you put it like that, that's crazy. That's crazy."
Hey, but you found a way to make the most money, so
Exactly, exactly. But you know why? Because I put so much time, effort into it, and right when I took a break, also, I had just started finding my consistency. And then I took a break. So I was like so afraid, like, oh, I'm not gonna know what to do anymore. I'm just getting good. I'm really just getting, super good. And but anyway, so we are back here. Um, okay, so the box theory. Go to the daily chart. Galen, you writing this down. Go to the daily chart, find your previous day, go on. So I go Friday. You can do it any day, whatever your previous day that you are going to be trading on. Um, I do Friday. So you see, it says May 1st, and this little thing is showing me the exact candle. And it's that doji right there. It's that doji, May 1st. What's today? Okay, now I'm gonna go and grab you can either do it with a line or a box, but let's draw a box for now because it's the box theory. So you're gonna go to the high of that candle, and I'm gonna drag it down to the low of that candle. Let me make it bigger. I'm doing that doji. Okay, so now I got the box. Or you can do it with some lines. Sometimes I do it like this. If I don't want to do a box, I'll just go and grab the high and the low. And then now I have to find the middle of this candle. Most of the time it's easy to spot because it'll be like a candle next to it would look like the middle or something, or it'd be matching. Let's just see if we're close. If I pretend like that's a long thing. If I come here, it could be just don't look like the middle. I'm just gonna try here because a lot of times it be matching. So this is how I find the middle. But here's where math comes in, where you needed to pay attention to your teachers. So you're gonna find the numbers from here. You see 31, well, 7301. So then you grab your calculator, grab it off your phone, grab the calculator. Or if you know how to do math fast in your head, do it. But I'll put 7301. Now I'm going to find the low, the number to the low. Actually, this is the low. Okay, and try to get it right as you can so you can have accurate numbers. Okay, 7301, and then the lows is 7241. So I got 7301. I'm gonna minus the highs from the lows so I can get the difference. Okay, so 7301 minus 7241. Okay, so 60. So that candle is 60 points. So now I'm trying to find the middle, right? So what am I going to do to find the middle? I'm going to divide that 60 by 2 because I need to find what's the middle of that. 30 points, obviously. So now what am I going to do to find the numbers? It's 30 points is the middle. So I don't know if you guys can see my screen or my phone, but all I'm going to do is that 30, I'm just going to go and press plus, and I'm gonna plus the bottom number, 7240. Is that the number I had? 7240, 240 to that 30. So now my total is 7270. So now I just scroll up to try to find 7270. Let's see, and it's right about in here, 7270, which is what? It's close to where I put my line. What would you know? Doesn't this look like a little zone? So I'll just do that there. I'm gonna actually leave that zone there because I never looked at it like this before. Let's leave that here. But we'll just have this now text it and say middle of the box. And if you can see, look at this screen. If I share my other screen, I have these on here. I'm gonna share this quick. Just so share this out three. Okay, you can see here. Look, you see what I got right here? Friday, bottom of box. And you'll see how this stuff actually lines up with price in real life. I'm dropping some gems on y'all right now. So, look, you see this one, Friday, top of box. So now you can understand what's happening. What's happening? What's happening? And you're gonna start being more in alignment. Look how it went to the it came back from the remember these was the daily support. Remember. So it's daily support. Hold on. Ooh. And then it went because if we get below the box, guess what we can expect it to go? The first place where it will stop, the bottom of the box. Let me erase this because this was a stop. And look where it got to. Look where it stopped and rejected. Very, very close to the bottom of the box. Literally 1 point away, 4 ticks away from this. Okay.
So you're saying once you mark the box of the previous day, high and low,
In the
you're
middle.
waiting for price to break.
I'm not done. This is just the beginning. We're not
Okay.
doing nothing yet. We're not doing nothing yet. So this is the first step. Okay. First
Okay.
step is to mark out the highs and lows in the middle. Okay. And then type it top of box.
Okay.
Bottom of box. Bottom of whatever day box, whatever. You could say bottom of Friday, whatever. Because for me, this is Friday. If it's another day that you trading on, try that day. Okay. So, all right. So now we got that. That's step one, right? So now we are going to be looking for. So this is Friday. This is Monday. I'm pretending like Monday didn't happen. Let's pretend like Monday didn't happen. All I have is this information now. So my next order of business, once I got my top of box, now I'm gonna drop down. Let's just drop down to the 5 minute. I like to use the 3 minute, but the three and the five are pretty much the same. It just the three for me is just like in between the one and the five. And I like the one and I like the five. So that's why I end up at the three. But you can use either one, okay? Um, okay, so look at where we are. Just look at where we are and how price is, look, coming right back to the bottom of that box right now. This is currently, it went to the top of the box. So you can even see how it's playing in this, and this is from, no, oh, this was Friday. So that's why it's doing that because this is Friday. Okay. So now, after that, what I like to do is now on Sunday, I need to create my session highs and lows. So it's important to understand what time of day is the sessions. We only got 15 minutes left, so let's start with the session start times, the different ones that we got. So we got a session which is Asia. We got an Asian session. Asian session is starting at 5 p.m. Right? It's starting at 5 p.m. So you want to grab your like you want to wait for it to open, right? Open and close. Like I like to grab the data basically, like from Asia. So 5 p.m. So let's see on this chart. Let me grab and see what do I have here. Where's the open on it? And then the session usually gap down. So where are we at? Did I create something here? I think five. What does it say? Top of song. See what this is. Okay, right here. So I like to find where it started. I'm gonna press play on this. Are we gonna replay? I'm gonna press play on this and wait for the next day. This is the next day. Basically, this was Sunday. And it usually gaps up or down from Friday to Sunday, right? So now I like to grab the zones that from the open. From the open, and play it. I'm just let it happen. Just get some data. Let's just let price play out, and then we're gonna create some zones within this box. And I could really erase this zone and just keep those box levels like that. But I do like that box. Let's keep it there. I'm just trying to I'm trying to get some data. Okay, 1 p.m. Okay. All right, let me stop it. Okay. Now we got some data here. We got some data. Okay, so I want to find the opens. I want to start the 5 p.m. like between 5 and 7 p.m. I'm gonna get some data from here. I'm gonna grab my little tool and try to find where was the high of the start and like where's the good zone area. Like it makes sense that this could be a level. Yeah, I'm gonna get rid of this. I'm gonna get rid of this. Oop, not that. This box. Okay. Now we're creating some zone. Try to get the high and like just the area that can make sense. And then I can title this like 5 p.m. And y'all gonna see like it's gonna be crazy how price really just behaves inside of these same areas. It's crazy. It's wild. And this is not about the top of this is not the box theory. This is me just realizing after a lot of hard work, me realizing that, oh my goodness, I don't know how I came to know this. I didn't see this in the video or nothing. I think it's been me manifesting and just getting better at understanding price movement. I do not know. I did not find this in the video. I do not know how I came up with this. Okay, so 5 p.m. Let's just do that. 5 p.m. zone. Let's say 5 p.m. zone. Boom. All right, so next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna look for 7 p.m. is a good time too. You get a good push. If you are thinking about a time to trade, trading at 5 p.m. open and waiting for a setup, like your your 5 minute setup with the CCI and all of that, you do get it. You do get it here. You see you got it here, 7:30. So those key times, right? 5 p.m., 7 p.m., 7, between that little time, 7 p.m., 7:30. All of these times are key. So we got this 5 p.m. zone. Now we're gonna wait for like a 1 p.m. It's between like 1 p.m. and 2 p.m. We're looking for the high of it when it started at 1 and then like the low. So let's just see. And you're gonna have to just eyeball this too. So let's find 1 p.m. Okay, it's right here. So we're coming out of the zone. All right.
I'm not
So
seeing what you're looking at.
oh, my bad. I'm on the wrong screen. Thank you for stopping me. I'm looking at this one right here. Boom. Okay. Now you see what I'm saying? You can see. So now we on the 5. So you want to grab the 5 minute, start at the high, and just kind of see where you can see where it could be an obvious level. Like you see how the green candle is rejecting right there. This is making sense, right? You can do that. Let's just keep it right here for now. Call this a 5 minute zone, whatever. So now we're gonna wait for the 1 p.m. It's gonna be between 1 p.m. and it's like it's for me, it's like 1 p.m. and 2. Then it's like a 2 p.m. and 3. So let's just run this and then you'll be able to see where you should draw your next level. Let's run it. Okay, let's stop. Boom. Okay. 1:30. So you see, like right in here is another. So I like to find my 1 a.m. candle. Let's just say it's here. That's 1:15. Let's find the 1 a.m. Where's 1 a.m.? So I'm gonna grab my box tool. So this looks like this could be like this. Let's keep it like that. And then you want to adjust your boxes where it makes sense, right? So now we remember we had this for the middle of the box zone. Don't it make sense for it to come down? We want more things to make sense. It makes sense for it to come down like this, or you can leave it there and just keep this here and just understand that this is a level. But for now, I think it make more sense to do this.
Yeah.
All right, so now I'm gonna look for our 1 a.m. Let's find it. I'm gonna try to find, I try to find the high and the low of the 1 a.m. candle. And keep in mind, I'm still working out this increment, but it's been working really well for me. 1 a.m. and then I'm just trying to find like the low of something. Okay. So 1 a.m. is kind of tight, it's close in there. So let's see if I can trying to make it make sense. Don't just do stuff because it's random, you know. So this looks like it can make some sense. 1 a.m. to like 2. Okay, this is a good box. So now I'm gonna call this, I'm gonna call this the like
Oh, you
one,
started at 1.
huh?
I was saying you started at 1 a.m.
What, today or in general? Oh yeah, I
No,
started.
that box. Yeah.
Yeah. I found the low of it. Cause or I could have started at the high of it, but it's like too close to this other one, right? So we want to make it make sense. So find a 1 a.m. candle, you can put it at the bottom and then put it at 2 a.m. It's basically between 1 and 2 a.m. And this stuff don't need to be perfect. These is just areas that we could be making sense. Okay. So 1 to 2 a.m. All right. And then, so this is where we got that level from. So now it's another area that's going to occur. It's going to be the 3 a.m. Now, this is really where the golden ticket for me. I love if ever I'm going to get in and like try to ride something up like on a Sunday, I like getting in at 3 a.m. So I would even, for me, because I only trade 2 days a week, and Sunday and Mondays are my days. So I, like last night, I woke up at 2:50 a.m. so that I can look at the chart so that I can enter the trade. I planned on getting in and holding the trade to like 6 a.m. or something. But because I knew that we were bearish, right? Remember, I was talking about we were coming down on the 4 hour. It was not in my best interest to be holding a trade when I know that the 4 hour is trying to go down. Because why? The 4 hour is more powerful than anything I'm trying to do on the lower time frame. It's just more powerful. So it can take me out. So that's the reason why I didn't feel comfortable getting in a trade and going back to sleep. But that's usually what I would do. I would do that and go back to bed and wake up to profit. Okay. But this, so that's why it's really key to be in alignment. So anyway, so this is our 1 to 2 a.m. level. And then now you see, look what time it is, 3:05. We want to find the next low of the 3 a.m. one. And we got it here. And then we will end up making a level here. But in reality, and Galen, I don't know if you were looking at the charts when we were trading today. This is really an ideal setup for us on the lower time frame. This is ideal. And the reason why this is ideal because we can see that you see how this level here is right there, right? This was a good strategy. This is our play. This is our strategy right here. Boom, going up. This is what we try to look for, right? Sometimes we can get messed up and tripped up in here, but the key is to be at the bottom of a zone. That's the key. The key is to be at a bottom of a zone and then pushing up when the CCI is pushing up. You see how these things are happening. And we got to retest because we got this candle going up and then what happened? We retested it. So this is where we missed out on today. So pay key attention to that. You want that retest before I move on. So this is what it will look like. Look, we started up here with this little short trend. You see, price broke it and then pushed up and retested. This is what I failed to do today. But this is what we want to see. Okay? This is what we
Okay.
want to see. And if we don't get this, just don't take the trade. If you don't see something like this, or if we get we all right, boom, this is perfect. We had a level at the bottom of a level, and we want to see it get bottom of the level, go to the top, and come back down to try to And then once it fails, you're like, oh yeah, it's cracking. Most of the time it's gonna fail. I'm not gonna say most of the time, but if it don't fail, I mean, yeah, if it don't fail and it stay in here, then it's solid, right? You see how we got that push. But if it's not ready to go back up, like for example, here's another one. Let me just move this. Here's one. Imagine you see how, because this is I want to show y'all the spots where you can lose. I was supposed to be at this. I want to show you how you can lose with this, and your stop loss can get hit. So you see how the CCI right here, right? CCI right here looks the same way. You would have never even knew this. CCI right here looks the same way. And now here, let's draw a trend line. Let's say we're doing it here. Let's pretend like we're drawing a trend line here. First of all, it never even broke the trend line. So that was a part right there. I think today when we traded, I don't even think I had a trend line. Price was just moving so fast. I don't even know. So I broke a few rules today. So I deserve to lose, which I'm sorry that y'all had to witness that or participate. But I broke two. I broke like two of the rules. I didn't even have a trend line drawn. What kind of crap was that? Didn't even do that. So anyway, this never even broke the trend line, right? So obviously this is not your entry, but it's looking like it on CCI, but it's not your entry. Another key thing too. Let's pull these up. Let's see if that is happening here. So I know I don't use these that often, but these are very helpful though. Like if you start to see, let's push these up here real quick. If you start to see like something like this, right? You see like, oh man, the CCI is happening. Um, Even if you forgot your trend line or something, you don't really see the squeeze, but you see a squeeze here, right? You don't really see it here. It's not, it's like you'll have to try to squint real hard or something to see if it's not there. So that's also another signal like, nope, not a good idea. I didn't have that up today either. So utilize that just as another confirmation, okay? But it definitely didn't even cross the trend line. So that's you should know that. All right. So let me drop these down. All right. So now 3 a.m. Let's let this play out real quick. But this is where I like to take my entries. This is beautiful. Even this trend line that we drew. Look how it's bouncing off of this trend line from a thing that we drew way back here at 12:45. Now it's 3 a.m. and it's respecting it. This looks perfect. This looks perfect. And look what else is happening here. Look. At the same time, we got that squeeze that we that I had in there in the strategy, right? We got that squeeze and we are down here. This is looking great. Now, only thing that you're waiting on is the CCI to curl back up to here and you want to draw another trend line. But this is really a solid entry. Solid, even without the rest of the confirmations, because this is confirmation enough. It's bouncing off of this trend line and it's at the bottom of this zone at 3 a.m. You got the squeeze thing happening. Like this looks like this is A plus. This looks like a super good entry. Super good entry, but we still want to make sure everything. And also, you just still want to cross all your T's and dot your I's, because when things be looking good, it could not be good. It may not be. So you do want to do that. Okay. Let's see how this is going to play out. But you see the CCI is still not curled up yet. Okay, boom. Okay, let's stop. Boom. So the CCI was not curled up yet. This was a great entry. This was the retest. This was the retest. You see? And you always want to see, and sometimes you won't get it, but you have to decide off of your risk tolerance. If I don't get a retest, am I still going to get in the trade? And this just goes off of how you want to choose to trade. Some people be like, man, I know it's about to go up, and then don't wait for it. If that's their risk tolerance, that's their risk tolerance. I'm just saying, it's it's better to wait for the retest. It requires more patience. Sometimes you get antsy and it's easier said than done. Is what I want you guys to understand. A lot of the stuff that I'm explaining is easier said than done. It's like you first learn it, and then when you start to put it in action in real life while the market is moving, it's more difficult because the market is moving fast, and it's like a lot of things you have to try to compute in your mind. So in order to really be able to do this consistently, I would say you need a checklist. And that's another thing that I did not have with me today. So I had a lot of things that was against me today. I did not have a checklist. I did not wait on the retest. I didn't even draw a trend line. So what could I really, if I look back at it, but when I was in it, I'm thinking everything's good. So that's one thing about trading. You really have to dot your I's and cross your T's if you want to be a consistently profitable trader. And you have to do the same thing every single time, because you can be doing the same system, but if you trading it differently, like, all right, today I got my checklist, tomorrow I don't, your results will differ. What they say, results may vary. And if you want them to not vary, you got to do the same thing over and over and over and over again. So you're gonna need a checklist. So I'm also updating our checklist. So when I update it, this new one will be in there with the whole box thing. So anyway, the 3 a.m. one is really my favorite. So we got the retest and now we're in. Okay, so now we're in the trade. Okay, so that's now that we are moving up, now I can make a new level. I may take these off so y'all can see. And we only got, oh, it's 8:02. We got to get off of here soon. All right, so um now that it's 3 a.m. and this is my 1 a.m. to 2 a.m. zone, but it's also equivalent to my 3 a.m. zone. So I can just probably either just go down here and draw a level and either type 3 a.m. What did I do last time? Or I can make another one, or I can make this. I want these to be separate though. I want these to be separate, or it looks like I can do this. I don't like it. This has its own thing. I like it like that. Let's just let this play out real quick. So now I know that this came from the 1 a.m., right? I don't have the 2 a.m. there. Where's the one that came from 5 p.m.? Right here. This zone came from 5 p.m. I want to make one. Let me erase this, but it usually is a bigger one that ends up being 3. So let's see. Let's finish seeing how this plays out before we can make a new zone. Boom. I was in this trade, you guys. I was in this big drop today.
You caught that?
No,
Jesus.
no, I didn't. I was in going up. I got out right here.
Oh,
That's what's crazy. Because I was
geez.
scalping it. Remember, I said I knew we were bearish for an hour. And this
Yeah,
was
yeah.
based on the 4 hour chart. I literally got out like maybe 1 minute before this happened. Like this
Gee.
morning. Yes, I literally got out 1 minute. And look, what's crazy is I avoided that this morning and walked away with good amount of profit today. And then I traded a different account because I can't trade options. I was trading futures last night when this happened. And then I was trading options today, and I ended up in a whole nother drop, and I got caught in that one because with options I don't even know how to use a stop loss. So I don't have, and
Oh
you
yeah,
really,
you gotta make a whole nother order.
yeah, it's just you got to do some stuff. Yep. And I really don't. I kind of know how to do it. I learned it, but I kind of forgot. I have to go back in it. But I really just accepted the risk. Like, okay, if this one's gonna lose, I accepted it, so I wasn't hurting.
Yeah.
But anyway, I avoided this by scalping. Had I been trying to just hold for this whole thing, I would have got snapped. It would have been over for me, right?
Yeah.
So, anyway, so look where that traded to though. From the bottom of the zone to the top of basically the top of the zone. To the top of the zone. So let's see, why did it push up back to right here? and we would have to look on the 4 hour chart to see exactly why this was the spot. Now let's do that real quick if I can see. If I do it on the replay, it's going to show me too much. But I think this was the level on the 4 hour. Okay, it got here. No, you can see why. Look why it stopped here. Look to the left. Like, why did it stop here? Look right there. Always be looking, like when I say look to the left again. Because this right here, this this area right here, you know how people be waiting to get to up here? This is the spot that will trap you. Whenever you see something like this, please pay attention. This, even if we are going to right here, whenever we get to right here, this is the place to put a take profit point blank period. Every time. Anytime you see anything like that, when you see one of these like M things up there, think about that pattern. Remember, like we like W's to come up, and the M's to come down. Whenever you see these, take profit area. Period. Period. Even if you are trying to wait for up here, I always put my stop down here because I know it's gonna reject right here. Even if it does continue to get right here, this is a rejection level. Always. Just look at that like that, like always. It's gonna reject right there. Even if it pushes up, it's gonna come down first. Okay? So, okay. Where we at? What was I talking about? Oh, the zones. Okay. So that's the 3 a.m. zone. Okay, now let's keep it pushing. So remember, I think we this drop was the a 4 hour level. I had erased it. It was like the so now that when we start to come up, the bottom of Friday. Now I'm thinking, okay, where we gonna come? Where we going to? Yes, you would automatically think like, okay, we about to go back to where we came from. But what are we gonna do? We're not just going to go. That's a huge move. Yes, this was a big drop. We could get back up there quick because just as fast as it dropped down, the market makers could make it go back up fast, right? However, I'm gonna trade to the next logical zone, back to the bottom of Friday. Back to the bottom of the box. Back to the bottom of the box. Okay. So let's see how this plays out because I know how these bottom of the boxes and top of the boxes go. Right. But also think about that big wick. Well, we already rejected right here pretty much. But if you start to wrap back around once the CCI starts to come back up because it's not there yet, it's likely going back to the bottom of the box before it reverses. Let's see how that works because I don't remember how it went. Let's see. Okay, so it didn't even reject right there. It pushed right through. But if you would have had a TP there, you would have won. You would have won. And like when you trade, once again, it's not about being perfect, but it is about taking your money. It's
Yeah,
about taking profit. And one of my trader friends years ago, when I first started trading, he had been trading already for about 3 or 4 years, and he was really good. He was like well, based off of what I know, he was consistently profitable. We were trading options, and I said, how you be knowing so much, or how you make so much money? And he said one thing: I don't play about taking profit. I don't play about that.
that's
And
facts because it'll be wiped off.
exactly, he said, I do not play about taking profit. People we play too much about taking profit. And next thing you know, you like, dang, I had $200. Next thing you know, you don't got $200. 5 minutes later, it's gone because you tried to be greedy and hold it. Because you like, oh, I got this 200. Make you think if I could get 200, then I could get another 250 or, whatever. I could get another 50. Take your money. Take your money. That's all I can really say is take your money. Take your money because once it's gone, you're gonna wish you took it. Period. And you gotta understand that it's really like you are here's another analogy with trading. It's like you are in a race. Not a race, but it's like you playing it, like not it. You know what I'm saying? It's like you try not to get tagged or you try not to get caught. Cause it's really not about them wanting to give it to you. You have to go and finesse it out of it. Like, so if I can grab $100 real quick, even though it's $500 available, does not mean that I'm gonna be able to capitalize on that $500 available. But I'm able to capitalize on this $100. Am I gonna be like, no, man, I should have got that $500? And that's how most of us be thinking, like, dang, I could have made this.
Yeah.
You coulda, shoulda, woulda, but you weren't there. So take what you can, take what you are able to get. And I'm just realizing that too myself because I'd be like, dang, look at all of that. I could have got this. You coulda, shoulda, woulda. And if you coulda, you woulda. So be happy with what you did get. Right?
Yep. Yeah.
So that part. Okay. So I think this is good enough for now. Let's see though. Let's see how it trades back into these levels. And looking right here, because now we got a 3 a.m. level. And now we got a level that we can, and then we're gonna get off here because it's 8:11. Um, okay, let's just go back down here. Let's see if I see any way that this could make sense with anything else. Oop, where did it go? Let's see if okay, this looking like this could mean something. I don't know. But this wouldn't be here at first. Like if we're really just looking to create this 3 a.m. level, and once we make it, then do we want to come back? Well, yep, this makes sense because then we will want to come back and make it. And this is where we would be looking for New York to react to these zones. Because right now it's only 5:40 in the morning. It is 5:40 in the morning. So let's see what happens. And I'm gonna name this uh what am I gonna name this? This is probably gonna be around like the 6 a.m. level. So let's see. Okay, rejected. Went back. Okay, hold on. Just look. Look at how the market is moving though. Went back into this zone, right? Look, the 3 a.m. And then I made the level because this is where it was at before. These two things. Went back in here, rejected off of this area, and came back to where? Bottom of the box. Bottom of Friday. Let me type box.
Yeah. Yeah.
Came right to it. Bottom of the box. Okay, now let's see. I'm drag it out some more. Trying to see how it's going to play through these levels. Because what you're going to find once you start drawing these levels, you're going to find, oh my God, price is going to play in these levels all day. Back and forth unless we start to break out of these levels and go back up. But you're going to be like, I know you lying. Is this what they doing? Is this what it's all about? It's crazy. So anyway, so price got them levels, and then because look, think about our CCI play. Usually we try to this is our entry. A lot of times our play we can hold it, but according to price you would have had to sit through that pullback. But this is basically still the same play. Like look at this one. You see how let's look we're looking at the bottom of this 3 a.m. one with the CCI right here. You see how this one was smooth sailing, right? It went straight up and it got above the CCI 100, and it played out perfectly like that. This was look how smooth of a ride this was. Now this is what session is this? This is Asia session. That's why I'm saying like we be sleep, but if you can wake up and get some of this stuff, this is easy money, y'all. That's why I like trade. And this is Sunday in the middle of the night. Now, when we start to get to New York, it's going to be way more move up and down, up and down. But stuff
More
like this,
volatile.
yes. That's why I'm like, are we trading the wrong session? If we want to get some easy money, because I trade this by myself though. And I'm sure nobody this is 4 in the morning, 3 in the morning. And this is what I woke up and I traded this.
Nice.
Exactly. But it repeats often.
Yeah.
I will sleep with this one. But look, if you stay up late 1 a.m., just think about this. If you want to have some easy money, do stuff like this. Look at our setup. It's right there perfectly. Look at our setup right there perfectly. Okay? Look, the same squeeze. I don't know if you've seen this, Rashad, but Galen, you know about the squeeze. Look at it right here perfectly.
Yeah.
Right there perfectly. So take some easy money. New York is actually the hardest session to trade. So I'm actually thinking like if you guys can be patient with me, the other people who come to the trade live, be patient with me as we really decide what is gonna be our session because we still like this is brand new. A lot of trading coaches they've been doing this longer than me probably. I don't know. I never been in other ones, but a lot of people got discords. So this is my first time doing it. I'm trying to really decide what's gonna be my time of day. It might even be on a Sunday because it's easy. Like, do we want easy or do we want to have to work hard for the money? I want easy money. I'm sorry.
Me
I
too.
want exactly. Exactly. So I'm really trying to decide. So be patient with me. Trying to decide what is the session that I want to allow people to trade with me on. Okay. Okay, so now let's see. All right, so let's finish playing this out. Let's play this out all the way to about 8:30. Or we can trade out, play it out to 9. And then I'll also explain why when it was, because this is today. I'll explain why when it was today, when price was moving up, I wasn't getting in. Because I'm trying to be disciplined to our strategy. And that's difficult too. That's difficult when you see other opportunities. But I'm like, I want to be a disciplined trader. So I'm trying to only wait on my setup and just for my setup to finally come and then I missed one of the two, a few of the steps I actually obviously did not execute it correctly and for it to be a loser when I had all this opportunity to win is very annoying to me, but it also makes me a better trader because I'm able to identify where I went wrong and to make sure that I'm doing something better moving forward. So let's keep playing this. Let's see. Okay, boom. Even the rejection came back to the bottom of the box. Came back. Came back. So we already made our lows. Those the lows of the whatever that was. Well, the daily. Daily low. Let's draw something here. Because I think price is gonna come back to that. All it'll be doing is planning the same thing. So let's see what we're doing. Okay. Let's see. So now from here, look, price came back to the low, bottom of the box. No, now we're in price action. Okay, now we're in price action. And with our strategy, look, the strategy, this is what I'm learning too. Our strategy is just a setup. It's it helps you understand where to enter. It helps you understand where to enter. However, you really want to be trading price. You want to be trading price. Okay? You want to be identifying those key levels and stuff and like that. Okay? Because let's just say this. I don't know if we ever got all the way oversold here. We probably came down. I don't know if we actually ever came below here yet. But this was another entry because why? It came back to this bottom of the box. Okay, I should know that we about to bounce up. So this would have been an entry here. However, if I'm trying to be disciplined with my strategy, this would be like, damn, I know I should be in right there. However, I don't see my CCI setup. It didn't come oversold. So what me and my trading partner has been talking about is like, look, I know that it's not there. Let me just make sure it's not there before I keep talking about it. Let's see. I'm gonna go here to see if it ever came back down. I don't think it did. I'm looking at it. Nope, it never fully came back under here. So for me, it's like, dang, that's not the rules. The rules is that it needs to come down here.
Hmm.
And so that's hard for me. Like, damn, do I stick with my rule or do I see the opportunity and take it? And so that's very it's like I'm battling that. However, so what we always are getting better. So we like, look, if it don't do that, but we see that with price action that that's an entry, it's likely that the CCI is happening on a lower time frame. So now let's mark this real quick. I'm gonna mark this candle just to see if we got something like that. Boom. That's 8 a.m., right? And so you see this never came all the way below. Let's go down to the 3 minute chart. Let's see if it ever came below on that one. Boom. Yeah. You see? We got it. It did. So now I would have been able to take that entry because it was below here, right? But also you can see that it did not wrap up yet. By the time it wrapped up, I was already up here. So now I just kind of missed this. And really, this is really where your entry was at. This is really where your entry was at. But anyway, by the time it did wrap up, if you did wait for it to wrap up, your entry would have been here. You still would have had a bit of a move. But if you would have been trying to hold to this last little piece, you'd be screwed. So this is also about what we were talking about. Don't try to be greedy. And why did it reject right here? Why did it stop? So I can really adjust this actually, looking at this more. And you guys will have to do this too in your own chart. Why did it stop right here? And this is only going to come with more time into you really learning how to chart, because your zones are not going to be perfect. But when you start to get really keen in the inside, like looking deeper, like, okay, I see a rejection here, but why did it stop right here? Why didn't it get all the way to the top? Let's look to the left right here. Let's look to the left more. What's going on? Look at this right here. Two also, and then right here. So really my zone is too big. I need to adjust it. Boom. Now it's fitting more. It's making more sense. Okay. So really now we got a better level. And it's, as you can see, it's playing in there. So we came from the bottom of the box to this. What level was this? I think it was a 3 a.m. at 3 a.m. level. Was it 3? No, that was 2. And then where's the 3 a.m. one? Where did it go? This was the 3 a.m. This is the 3 a.m. level because it's the top of it, the 3 a.m. So I'm going to just label this 3. I don't think I ever labeled it. 3 a.m. level. The 3 a.m. level is powerful too. It's like whatever be happening around 3 a.m. a lot of times, only reason why this is happening like this is because we were bearish on the 4 hour. Keep in mind, if we are bullish, meaning going up on the 4 hour with the CCI, if we are not coming down from being oversold on the 4 hour, what usually happens with all of my back testing and looking at this, when price either when we open up, a lot of times when we open up, we'll gap up instead of gap down. A lot of times we will start at 5 p.m. and then it will just start trending up and we'll pull back, but it never really be coming back lower than the 5 p.m. So because the 4 hour was coming down, we are more likely to be coming down. So we got the 3 p.m. well 3 a.m. right? So this is the other thing. What we found, the times where price did not continue back up after the 5 p.m. little push, if it came back down, we found that whatever happened at 3 a.m., price never, it almost never be coming back to retest right here. So that's why I be waking up at 3. Because if I can just get in right here, I could really go back to sleep and just put a stop loss underneath here, right? Like underneath here and go to sleep. And most of the time, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I'll be waking up in profit. I wake up in profit because I know that this 3 a.m. majority of the time, if we are bullish on the 4 hour chart, not if we are bearish, not if we are going down, you'll get something like this if we're going down. But if we are going up, this is likely the low. The 3 a.m. level is likely the lowest that price will go to. So I can get in here, set a stop loss, and it never comes back to even try to come back to hit this area. But you still want to put a stop loss and make sure your stop loss is big enough, right? Be big enough so that it don't get hit before it goes back up. So risk a small amount if you do something like that. Risk 1 micro and risk $200 or something. If you don't have $200, then you need to just wait to trade, keep trading paper, trade paper while you figuring out this, this 1 a.m. and 2 a.m. thing, but continue to trade as if it's your real money. That's the key with trading paper. Trade it like it's your real money. Don't just be willy-nilly and like, I don't care, it's my own, it ain't mine. Trade paper like it was your own money. And that's how you're gonna start getting in the field. All right, so let's finish this and then we'll be done. Let's play it out to we almost this is around 9. Well, that's 8. Let's do it about 9:30. Let's just see. And remember, we was bearish. So this is not natural. All the ones that we back test, we were more bullish. This is bearish, so we can't really expect to get that much when you are for a play to go up. Because that's all we're trying to do is go up. This would have been nice for you because you like those sales, Rashad, but
Right.
right. But the reason why, and here's the other thing, the reason why I trade on Sundays and Mondays is because it goes with my buy strategy. It goes with my buy strategy. So, only time it is good to trade sales on these days is if the 4 hour, the higher time frame is coming down. But even then, on these days, it's still good to be bullish. But don't come in on Sundays and Mondays trying to too much be about sales. But you
Yeah.
still can, obviously, you still can, but just make sure it makes sense with the 4 hour chart. If you looking at the 4 hour chart and it's looking bullish because the CCI is coming up from being negative 100, not a good idea for you to go for sales. Not
Right.
at all.
Right.
Okay? So so
Gotta
just
look at everything.
what'd you say?
Gotta look at everything.
Yes, you got to look at everything, especially you got to look at those Marshfield, Wisconsin. What the heck? You got to look at everything. That's interesting. No, who could that be? Okay, so let's keep going and let's just see what happens up until about 9:30 and then we'll be done for today. I think it's going to come back to boom right there. So, right here, this was really our play. If I look back at this, we wasn't there. It's like for me, it's just be like really one thing after the next. I move the time so we can get a better entry, like all of the stuff. And then now when I move it, is really when the play was it like, geez, like give me a break. But this was really the play, if I'm honest. Because we bounced off the box, and then you see how. Let me make it bigger. And it's hard because it's a replay thing. Okay. Okay. We at the bottom of the box. Pull it here, came back down, it was like a little retest. All right, went back up to this 3 hour level, the zone. So look, I adjusted it to go here. Now remember why I had it for the first time. Remember why I had it the first time. Now this is making sense for it. So anyway, went back up. We playing in these same levels. Even if we would have took profit here, still come from down here, take profit here, and then look, another retest of the same level. And then we got the push up back to where we came from with that big drop, which is, we see how they going right into these zones, the same areas though. They literally are. So even if you were to just scalp from zone to zone, all right, we're here now. Now I'm just going to take it to the next one, even just right here. 52. Let's see what this is. 59. That is 7 points. That is basically 70% return. That is just from here to here. Okay. So, yeah. So try that. Okay. Does this stuff
Mhm.
is it making sense with y'all?
Yeah,
Is
it
this
is.
seem, is it seem like something you would want to implement?
Yeah. Um, I mean, I've always noticed these areas of consolidation, but to focus on it like you're showing it, it's showing me something new. So
Yeah, absolutely. And so always just, yeah, just continue to look it over.
Yeah.
and check it out, and you're gonna be like, huh, I
Oh,
know you lying.
I remember one question I was trying to ask. So the box, so you just focus on the trend to know which side of the box you're going to be trading towards.
No, because I only trade one because I don't even focus on sales. Like I
Okay.
told you, I mean I should probably start implementing it. It was gonna be something that we were gonna show, teach people too. But I find that it's important for somebody to get one thing down first
Okay.
before they start trying to do both. And it's hard for me to because it was even tough for me when I was trying to do sales and buys. It's like, dang, now I'm missing the buys because I'm in trying to do this quick scalp of a sale. Now
Yeah.
I missed
Yeah.
this big giant move that was really the move that I was supposed to be focusing on from the beginning.
Yeah.
So that's the reason why I pretty much just only decided to trade buys. And then because I focus on one move, like I'm not going to say one strategy because strategy is more than just the setup. This is what we're showing you. Well, when I show you like the CCI thing, that's really a setup. That's not really the strategy. The strategy is involved in what day you're going to trade, what time of day you're going to trade, how much you're going to risk, like all the check,
Mhm.
those the strategy is all encompassing. It took me a while. I'm just learning that. I thought the setup was the strategy. Nah, it's everything inside of it. So, anyway, I only focus on buys because when I focus on buys, I get to go deeper. So guess what? I now know what days of the week is better for this strategy, which for me is Sunday and Monday. It's like the highest probability for me. So, and I only can get that is if I went deeper on something, right? Like instead of being so wide, people got so many strategies, they got so much to know and remember. You can't figure out what day is doing this one thing. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna take a
Yeah.
little, it's too hard. You're gonna have to
No,
take
that's true.
you're gonna need a lot of time. It's gonna take about 10 years of digging and diving. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So that's the reason why I really stick with one thing because if I can stick with one thing, now I got that one karate kick that I don't know everything, but I know this. And once you know
Mhm.
that one thing deeply, you can keep repeating it. And now you can make consistent money.
Yeah. And be forever dependable. Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. So that's really what it is. And then now my key thing that I need to do is I just bought a printer. I need to redo my checklist because now I want to add in these level, all the stuff to do here. And it needs to reflect all of the steps that I need to do so that because like I said, with trading, it's so much to remember. And when you are in real time, especially in New York session, things are going fast. It's a lot to remember. Then I have to remember to look at the chat. Like it's just a lot of things. So I just know that I need to create a checklist so that I'm like, is this there? Check. Is this there? Check. Is this there? Check. And if it's not there, I shouldn't be in that trade.
Mhm.
So when you have something like that, that's going to significantly increase your win rate. Significantly. Because now you got something holding you accountable. Because you can forget something, right? And you like, damn, you don't even realize you forgot it until after it's over. So that's what I'm going to be working on, and I'll share that with y'all too. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so you're gonna have that next week?
I'm working on that this week. Yep, because I
Okay.
need it for myself this week for before the next trading session. So everything that I'm giving y'all and stuff is really like I'm creating it for you guys, but I'm also creating it for me. I'm creating it for me, and it's currently already a checklist in the strategy. It is, and it's for the setup. And it got the trend line. You guys didn't see that?
Yeah, the zones and yeah.
No, no, no. It's a checklist. It's like you can download it and
All
you
right.
can print it out, and it say, is the CCI a negative 100? Are we at a support zone? Is the trend line? Is there a trend line break? Did the trend line get retested? It look. You guys didn't see that?
Hmm.
Right.
No, I didn't.
But
Or I didn't notice it.
But you about to modify that
Yep, I'm
with
about
this
to,
new
yep,
strategy, right?
exactly. I'm about to modify
Okay.
it. Yep. And so soon as I get that done, I definitely gotta get it done because I need it for next Sunday. So it should be there when I get it. It should be there. But for now, if you really need something though, it does. You can just get the one that's already in there if you really, really need it to get started. But as of right now, I think, yeah, just hold off, wait till next week, and then I'll share that with y'all. But I would say in the meantime, rewatch this, rewatch the videos in the course.
Yeah.
Do you all got the app? This is what I would say too. Like whenever it's about how serious you are. Like I said, I really only got this far in a year and a half because I took all the time off, right? Which is which is mind blowing to me. Are you what?
Yeah, that's really good.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
It really is incredible. And I have to keep reminding myself, like, be gentle with yourself. You know, you really only got a year and a half in this, and but really, what it I got this far this quick is because I was so dedicated. Because you gotta just what's the word called? You kind of I ain't gonna say delusional, but you gotta be just like all about it. Especially in the beginning, you got to be like, I don't care about nothing else. I don't care. I do not care. You want me to go outside? Nope. I gotta
Yeah.
study. You want me to take you on a date? Nope. You want to go on a date? Nope. It's just like you just got to be. How bad do you want it?
Just locked in. Yeah.
Locked in, and you got to do that for. I would say do it for at least like 3 months. If you do it for 6 months with everything that I'm teaching you, it ain't gonna be no way that you're not gonna be able to do this on a regular basis. Especially how much I continue to practice and learn more new things, right? So I already can feel that I'm super close. I'm super close to having everything checked off. I just got to put it on that checklist and make sure I'm doing it. But I'm super close. So if y'all continue to stay with me, there's no way you lock in and watch the stuff that I'm teaching you and don't just only let me teach you one time, but really keep locking in because there's a lot of information in my programs. So lock in and be like, these next 3 months, I'm locking in. I don't care what nobody say. It's gonna change my life because I know if I can lock in for 3 months, the years ahead is gonna be very profitable.
Yeah.
Absolutely. What app are you referring to?
Yeah, so the app is called it's Thinkific. So it's the platform that I host the course on. Can y'all download that right now?
I'm
I'm
sorry, what is it called? Think what?
Thinkific. So I'll put it in a chat. It's like
Okay.
TH. It's like if you think, and then ific, IFIC. Go to
Oh,
the App
okay.
Store and then just say education. So download the app
Okay.
and then type in. Can you do it right now?
Sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
both y'all do it right now, and it should say education.
Yeah.
You see it? Okay, download it. And then when you download it, it's going to ask you to type in your school. And the school is Futures Trading Academy. Where's the chat? Let's see if I can put it in there. But you can just start typing in futures
Okay.
and then it should pop up.
There we go.
You got it? Do you see the school?
Yeah.
You see the school?
Yeah, it's loading up now.
Okay. Yep. And then that's one where I'm going to be. So whatever you currently have access to is going to be there. But
Oh, cool.
I'm going to be updating it and yeah, that's where you're going to be. It's basically going to be just like a trading hub, like all of the stuff that I'm learning, that I'm teaching, and it's just going to be available for only for the members because I'm going to be updating it all the time. It's just going to be super good.
Yeah, this is perfect.
Yeah, exactly. Ain't it? So when you at work,
Mhm.
like instead of scrolling, you know how we could be scrolling on TikTok, on Instagram. Like, nah, I got something better. That ain't about to pay
Right.
me, you know?
Right.
So do that, and then yeah, and then sooner or later, not sooner or later, but soon, I'm gonna be releasing the psychology aspect because that program is super good. It's a like helps with FOMO. I need to watch it myself because I made it a few months ago, and then I just started back trading. But a lot, like I said, a lot of the stuff that I make it for myself. I make it for myself, and then I know that other people need it too. Okay, so yeah, that psychology one is A1. I was impressed too. Like, ooh, you made that. That was great. So, all right. Well, that's all we have tonight. Any
I
questions?
got one quick question.
Go ahead.
So, what is the difference between what we just downloaded and the other course?
It's no different. It's
Oh, it's the
just
same
that
thing. Okay.
it's on the mobile app, and then it's the same thing.
Okay.
But yep, it's no
It's just
different.
housed inside the app now. Okay.
Yep, it's the same thing. Yep, you
Okay.
can still do it on your computer too. It's just like for on the go if you need to.
Okay.
It's all the same.
Okay.
Yep, and then you're gonna just like be able to get it. You can. It's all the same basically. Yep.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Is that all? Well,
That's
thank y'all
it.
for showing up. I feel like this was a great class today.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And then so they gonna be mad they missed it. Just- all right, y'all. I'll see y'all next week is our last
Next week.
week. Is there anything y'all want me to incorporate next week in the training, like that you want to cover, other than Galen, the access to the price action? I'm gonna do that right before I get off the phone with you. I mean,
Okay.
here. Is there anything
No,
else?
for me, I'm just gonna be whatever's on schedule.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, I'll see y'all next week, same time. That's our last session for this, okay?
All right.
Okay.
See you.
Thank you.
All right,
Good
you're
night.
welcome. Good night.